was put in my position about 4 years ago, which was the first time a broadcaster actually put somebody internally to facilitate branded content partnerships, which was quite a brave move at the time. So I'm going to talk about how we do it, why we do it, and a case study at the end. So first generation, I would say this is the deals over the last 3 years that we've done. They were all generated by the advertiser coming to us saying we want to get involved in this area. They were all fully funded, and they were bespoke solutions created for those brands. Not necessarily the idea they thought they wanted to make at the beginning, but certainly the idea that was going to bring in TV ratings. But only of the 30 hours that we did, only 2.5 of them went into peak. So 3 years later, nice bulk of hours created, but if a broadcaster isn't putting them in peak, then what's going wrong? So that was the bit that we had to look at. There's a value chain that has to be addressed. So if we only go out there saying we want to put these in peak, then, and we put our own money against it as well, we are finding that we are attracting a higher caliber of advertisers to us, people who are more serious, people who we want to work with, people who've got brand values that work with our channel. So in this area, we have gone out and said, come and do it with us in peak, and we'll put up half the money. And this is our new strategy, and we're seeing the results coming through. It'll be in the autumn schedule. The key advantages are, great to innovate in this area, but you have to be able to show the results if you're innovating. The schedule, they all want to be up there in the peak schedule, but you're only going to get there if the idea is right. It doesn't matter that you happen to have spent X amount of millions with us. We're only going to put you in peak if we think we're going to get an audience there. And because it's in peak, it's got higher audience figures, we'll give it our own promotional support, and we can build up the value. It also, having this strategy meant that we got straight in front of clients, because we announced the strategy and they started coming to us. The challenges in this area is brands don't like the idea vacuum. So you go out there and say, come and do it with us in peak, and they go, great, we'll do it with you in peak, what are we doing? And you go, no, we're creating the idea together. And they'll go, brilliant, I really want to get involved, what's the idea going to be? So it's just very much an education process. Agencies saying, we love this strategy you're doing, can we have the idea by next Tuesday? And we go, remember what we said about creating it together? Yep, we got that bit, but we'd like it by next Tuesday. So just very much an education. We've invited brands into this space, so we have to help them get there. We're inviting agencies into this space, and we have to help them work out what that creative process needs to be. A challenge for us is that we're putting our own money against it. So if we don't spend it in a certain time frame, we're not going to spend our own commissioning money. If we don't spend our commissioning money, we don't get given it again. So we have to act. If we say we're going to put up half the money, we have to find the right project to put it against. And it is, as Nick said, they're hard deals to do, so there's a very low conversion level on them. So I've got some tips for you on how to get this working. Integrated campaigns, that's what you need to think about. We wouldn't touch a deal now that was program only. We would want to see that it had a broadband application, that it had an online space, possibly mobile, possibly available to go on our VOD platform as well, but definitely online. And as a broadcaster in our space, we're not precious about broadcast leading it. If the online application is very, very clever, then we will let that play out and maybe just give a halo effect to a results show or an award show or an hour-long piece that described what happened at the end. It isn't important to us to be the leader in it. It's important to us that you're clever in this space and that the idea was creative in the first place. The value comes from across the platforms, so don't think in this space just television. Great expectations, understand what they're going to be and work them out from the beginning. Understand that, I'm sure most of you are in this media space anyway, but unfortunately television really costs. So understand what those costs are and what the value of what the advertiser wants to put against it, and find the match. And the editorial control resides with the broadcaster. That is a difficult equation for an advertiser who's just spent all the money to get their head around. They don't control it, the broadcaster does. but that is not an impossible one to get around if you're all on the same page in the beginning. And communication, pound for pound, the advertisers should be spending off air what they are spending on air to make sure everybody knows it's there. Subtle brand integration, that's a picture of a moth burning itself on a light, because I have adjudicated some real corkers of ideas of brands coming into me. There was I did a 10-part series with Cow and Gator, a baby food company, and they came in saying, "Have I got the show for you? Shiny floor television quiz show, and it's going to be mums answering questions about weaning." Now, God knows television doesn't need another shiny floor quiz show, but about weaning, no, that's just not right at all. And so I talked to them about, parenting was a real interesting growth area editorially. We had Who Ruled the Roosts, House of Tiny Tearaways, Little Angels. It was informative. There were takeout tips. There was a narrative journey of a child that was helped, a parent that was helped. It wasn't about weaning and quizzes. So we ended up coming up with a format for them called Baby Squad that worked very well. We did a series with the Army. Now they came saying, "We're the Army, we're going up Everest." Oh my God, are you? I'd love to put a team on Everest. I couldn't possibly afford it. I have a perfect channel in Bravo, which is very male. It was all about recruitment, so they wanted my male audience in Bravo. They were going up the Everest West Ridge. And they were very excited about all their equipment and their cameras that were going to go on the furry hats, and they were not going to break down in the snow. But I wasn't the slightest bit interested in their equipment. I wanted to know about the man wearing the furry hat, climbing up a mountain that could possibly kill him. So we had a long talk with the Army. The Army isn't the kind of brand that lets go of control very easily. So we had a long talk with the Army about what they're really trying to get out of this. And I hope the clip shows you that we got there. Just some of the spin-offs, and this is just spin-off from TV. So the Army were doing this event anyway. It was absolutely massive. It was nothing to do with us. And they created a massive online interactive live ads. But they were doing this before the Honda live ad, right from the top of Everest, telling us how they got on. So their online application for this was really superb. They won awards for it. But off the TV show, we created a massive PR campaign, Mobisodes on mobile. We created a DVD that's still in the shops, and it sells well internationally. So here is the clip.
I'm at 7,425 metres. And I'm absolutely bollocks. I've only got about 50 or maybe 50 metres to go. I'm not the sort of person who normally gives up. My head's aching and my face is tingling. I don't know if it's just the start of AMS, or I think I'm probably just too tired. I've got to get down as well. It's been a day of real mixed emotions. I still want to quit.
The Army did not think that we were going to put their team captain sobbing on air, but they were absolutely thrilled with the fact that we did, because it showed real emotion. It was the substance of real, proper, narrative, storytelling television, and it said everything they wanted to say about adventure and recruitment in this space. Thank you.